Hey y'all, welcome to The Loop, presented by Midwich. I'm your host, Joe Dunbar. Happy to be here as always. It's Thursday, December 4th. We've got this episode. We're going to do one more before we take a little holiday break and join y'all again in the new year. Today, my buddy George Birchall from Epiphan is going to join us in a quick interview. We're going to talk specifically about their new PTZ camera, the EC20. I was really impressed by it when I got a chance to see it in person, and it looks like a pretty great camera, so you guys should check it out. Stick around for my interview with George after a few updates here. Now, first of all, D10 has introduced their 27-inch D7X. This kind of moves along their product line. The D10 Me and Me Pros that used to exist have now gone discontinued, and the technology, the look, the fit, the finish of the D7X has basically been packaged down to a smaller 27-inch version, and it fits more in the product line. So if you like those smaller D10 boards, which worked great, check out the D10 D7X 27-inch. Epson, we have sales going on the Epson Icon X V1 stuff. I've never seen LED walls this cheap, so if you guys are in the market right now for some DV LED, definitely get in touch with Andrew Goodnor or Carol Mathis or anyone on our team that can help you out with that sort of stuff. A couple of AV awards honorees. We got the InnoGenie Toggle Rooms XT taking an AV award, and PowerSoft won an AV award for the Nota 142, which is the little PoE amplifier. We can drop a link of that. I did a quick video at Infocom this year. Super cool product. The InnoGenie Toggle Rooms and the XT, the whole Toggle platform is awesome. USB video switching. They're great for BYOD rooms and things like that. So check them out if you're not familiar with that. Two quick things before we get on then. One note is that Legrand is moving Cables to Go and that whole website into the Legrand category. So if you're looking on the web for Cables to Go, you want to go check out Legrand's website. And don't forget, I just wanted a quick reminder for everybody that Lightwear launched the Taurus HC60 recently, which has 5K support, which means 21:9 for front row rooms, and a lot of other functionality, a lot of I/O in the Taurus family. So check that one out. And with that, let's get into my interview with George Birchall from Epiphan about their new PTZ camera, the EC20. All right. I'm here today with George Birchall. George from Epiphan, thanks so much for joining us, man. Happy to have you here.
Thanks, Joe. Nice to see you.
Yeah, as always, man. We get together pretty frequently these days, and I'm always happy about that. We got to see the Epiphan team at our Tech Connect event. We did an AV Exchange episode recently, and now we got you here because you guys have a new camera. We're talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. We're going to talk about it today. George, real quick, can you just tell the people, your name, your title, how long you've been at Epiphan, and what you do there?
Sure. My name's George Birchall. I'm the VP of Marketing here at Epiphan. And mostly my job is a lot of this, where I get to talk to customers and try to convey why Epiphan is so great, but also learn about, what our people are looking for in the world of Pro AV.
Yeah, you're around, man. We see George all the time. It's always great to connect with you. Today on The Loop, we were talking about the new EC20 camera, a new PTZ camera from Epiphan. I got a couple of questions from you, George. We're just going to dive into it. First things first, the EC20 from Epiphan is a new PTZ tracking camera in the Epiphan ecosystem. There's a lot of tracking cameras out there, so I'm curious, how does this one work that makes it different? What do you guys like about it? What made Epiphan want to pursue a PTZ camera?
Sure. It's an obvious extension of what we do now. We're in the spaces where, ideas are happening and people are on stage talking, or there's professors or people in government and corporate, all these places where people are making cool things happen and they want to record it and they want to stream it. And that's why they rely on Epiphan's hardware and our cloud stuff to help them with that. And a natural extension of that is the camera that's in that room. And the reason we think that we can be a really good provider of PTZ cameras is because we have such a great ecosystem to help you manage all of that equipment.
Right.
So you're your customers, sorry?
I was gonna say you're already there in the Epiphan ecosystem, and it makes sense to have a camera that works within that ecosystem. Can you talk a little bit about how does it deploy an Epiphan ecosystem?
Sure.
Type of deployment.
So it is just a PTZ camera. I say just meaning it will work in any application you want to have a great PTZ camera. It does not work exclusively with our technology, but I think that's where the secret sauce comes into play, where the real value on this is that when you pair it with the other things that we already do, when you pair it, with our hardware and with our cloud, it means you can manage all of that equipment more easily. And that's something that's a big pain point for a lot of our customers, is they don't want to spend time fiddling with the technology in the rooms. They just want to deploy something and know it's going to work. And that's our reputation in the industry, is the "it just works" brand. That's what people tell us about our hardware and our cloud infrastructure. It's just going all the time. And we want to be able to offer the same kind of reliability and quality that you'd expect in the Epiphan hardware with a PTZ camera. And that's what we've done.
Yeah, it looks quite impressive. Like I said, I got a chance to see one at Tech Connect pretty recently. There's all flavors of inputs and outputs on this thing, George. There's HDMI, there's SDI, there's NDI, there's USB as well.
Yes.
Is it designed to be in any specific type of workflow? We can go in any of these things. We really see it in these places, because in places where Epiphan exists, right, you've got often multiple rooms in that solution. And I'm just wondering, can we use USB over there? We can use HDMI over there. Is it intended to be used in any certain way? Or is it
I wish it were the case that, we could just whittle it down to, okay, we're just going to go with AV over IP. We're going to go with network. But this, you meet some customer and they're a tried and true. They're like, no, I've got SDI infrastructure here. This thing has to be SDI. And then their neighbor down the street is like all HDMI all day. and then there's like the new kid who's like, no, NDI, man, that's the way to go. So we don't have a convergence of technologies on how we want to send video. And so we're really just being responsive to what we see in the industry, is that it changes constantly, even on a day-to-day basis between customers. It's like, I used our camera over NDI the other day because I was in a big space and I needed that. I didn't have connectivity, but if I'm sitting here using it in a small space, I'm going to just rig it up with HDMI. So it's just how our industry works, really.
Yeah. And I love to see Epiphan covering all the bases anyway and giving everybody all the options.
The point, we really prioritize like an out of the box success with this camera, so that it really you don't have to worry it's going to work or not. It's going to work. That's a challenge that I like to put out to customers. Like, find me the place where this thing's not going to work for you.
That's a big challenge. I love that it's designed to be easy to deploy and work with a variety of systems, including your own, which is obviously an important thing. Epiphan is in a variety of applications. George, does the camera fit into any and all of these applications, or is it designed for a specific spot? And how does it stack up in terms of cost?
I think most people would go through the same kind of rubric they would go through on picking out a camera, in that like the zoom level is going to indicate some of that functionality. This is a 20x zoom, which is sort of the sweet spot, which means it's going to work with a pretty large room, a room that can fit 200 people in. It's going to be fine. But if you try putting it in a small meeting room, it's not going to be the right camera. It doesn't have a wide enough lens on it. And if you put it in a stadium, it's not going to be the right camera. So sort of everything in between, this will generally work nicely in those spaces. It's got great tracking on it too. So if that's a priority for you, you're going to find that this camera tracks probably better than most cameras that you've ever tried for tracking. Tracking's come a long way. So it's fun to be at that junction too. I know we were talking about it last time we met, like it's good to explore. And all of this is, I think it's $18.99. So that's the MSRP. There's also some discounting going on right now with a Black Friday customer appreciation promo, and there's some bundling options as well. So when you stack up the price against other cameras with the same level of spec, you're going to see that this camera is very well priced.
I do know it is pretty slotted in a really great spot in terms of price and kind of feature set and everything where it stacks up. George, you mentioned tracking. I got into it earlier and we kind of got off on another path. Can you tell us a little bit about the tracking and the features of the tracking in this camera and how it is unique to other ones?
Yeah. So the first thing is that it is very, very hard to fool. Meaning, like, you say, track Joe, I'm going to get you in a room, and if you had 12 friends, they would all come there. That was a dig. And then it's going to stay tracked on you and not like onto anybody else in that room. It's really good at just locking onto that individual. And the two modes that it operates in is a presenter mode, where it'll track an individual, follow them everywhere they go. But a more likely use case, I think, might be the zone-based tracking, which is like, stay in this area. If there's a human being in this zone, the left half of the stage, track them. And if they move to the right half of the stage, it moves over to the right half. Yeah. So that's, I've been playing with that in our biggest boardroom that we have in our office, and it works very, very well.
That seems to give the most realistic and comfortable kind of view for the far end. So it's not always moving with the person.
Oh, the always moving tracking can be really hard to watch.
It can be.
It can be accurate. You're like, it's doing what it's supposed to do, but
that's just it, right?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, George, I'm going to drop a link in the description below in the interview here so that we can get a demo of the tracking, because you guys do a great demo of it. It does a great job following people. And I'll be honest, I'm pretty critical of tracking functionality in cameras, and I'm not really shy to kind of call out shortcomings. And I've had some favorites for a while now. And once I saw this thing in action, it's like it's moved up my list pretty quick.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it does really well. I would urge anybody who's specifically looking for tracking cameras to take a look at this thing. You can get one from us on a demo basis. Let's put one in your hands. But George, where can the people find more info about the camera?
So if you can spell Epiphan, you can go to epiphan.com and you'll see all this, the video content around this thing and everything you might want to find out.
Epiphan.com. You can always reach out to your Midwich sales rep, reach out to the Epiphan team, just grab one of us. That's not epiphany.com as my keyboard wishes to send me to, but Epiphan.com. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I get it. George Birchall, thanks so much for having us, man. We appreciate your time today.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Take it easy.
And that's my interview with George Birchall from Epiphan. There's a lot more to talk about with the EC20. We recently did an AV Exchange episode, so we can link that one in here. You can check that out if you weren't able to attend. You want to learn a little more info. Epiphan's website, take a look, get in touch with your Midwich sales rep, and we'd be glad to help you guys get your hands on a product if you want a demo or anything like that. I think the tracking on this camera is really impressive. If you watch George's and Epiphan, their team video on tracking that we have linked below here, it's hard to beat that, man. The way that tracking sticks to the target is crazy. Great performance. So appreciate you all sticking around. Comment, like, subscribe, do the thing. We love the feedback, and we'll see you next time on The Loop.